For weeks he was silent. For weeks he was broken. For weeks the entire WWE Universe prayed for main event Jey Uso while the mystery of who put him in that hospital bed consumed everything. And then on Monday Night Raw Jey Uso picked up a microphone, looked the entire world in the eye, and revealed the one name that absolutely nobody was prepared to hear. The mastermind is exposed. The truth is out. And Raw and the entire road to WrestleMania 42 will never be the same again. Yep, let's go. Suplex Rumble Nation, welcome back. I am your host and today we are covering the single most important promo segment that Monday Night Raw has produced in the entire 2026 calendar year. Because when Jey Uso breaks his silence when the man who was hospitalized, who was targeted, who was the victim of the most calculated and personal attack in recent WWE memory finally speaks, every single word carries the specific weight of someone who has been lying in a hospital bed with nothing to do but think, to process, to remember every detail, to connect every dot, and to arrive at a truth so significant that sharing it publicly was worth every risk that sharing it involves. Jey Uso revealed the true mastermind behind the Raw mystery attacker. And the name he spoke in front of that live audience, with the full emotional authenticity of someone delivering truth at personal cost, detonated Monday Night Raw in a way that the wrestling world is still feeling. Subscribe if you are new. Hit that notification bell. Drop a comment right now before we go any further with the name you thought was the mastermind. I want every theory this community built across the weeks of this mystery, because some of you are about to find out how right or how completely wrong you were. Let's go. Before we get to the revelation, before we process the name and the implications and the complete restructuring of the WWE landscape that Jey Uso's words produced, we need to honor the journey that brought main event Jey to that microphone on Raw. Because the specific weight of what Jey said is inseparable from the specific journey he took to get to the moment of saying it. And that journey from the brutal, calculated backstage attack that put him in a hospital to the raw moment where he stood under those arena lights and spoke his truth is one of the most compelling individual performer narratives in WWE's 2026 chapter. Jey Uso Hospitalist is not simply a storyline development in the conventional professional wrestling sense. It is deeply personal. The specific vulnerability of a performer who has given everything to his craft, whose relationship with the WWE Universe is one of the most genuine, most emotionally authentic connections in modern wrestling, being removed from the environment that defines his life is not something that resolves without cost. The weeks of his absence were not passive. Every account from those with knowledge of his recovery process describes the same quality of determination, the specific, completely Jey Uso brand of competitive fire that refuses to allow circumstance, however brutal, to transform a temporary physical setback into a permanent narrative position. He was working, recovering, processing, and most significantly for what Raw produced, remembering, piecing together every detail of the attack, every interaction in the period preceding it, every conversation and glance and moment that suddenly, in the clarity of recovery, revealed itself as part of a pattern, as a piece of a design whose architect he had not initially recognized. The mastermind behind the mystery attacker was not immediately obvious to Jey Uso, which means the design was sophisticated, the planning was deep. The person responsible was skilled enough to construct an operation that withheld its true architect even from the victim, who had the most personal motivation to identify them. That sophistication, that specific quality of deep, patient, multi-layered planning tells us something essential about the mastermind before Jey even speaks the name. The moment Jey Uso's music hit on Monday Night Raw, the moment the WWE Universe in that arena heard the sound that told them main event Jey was back in the building, the reaction was one of the most emotionally charged responses a returning performer has generated in recent memory. This was not the reaction to a shocking return. It was not the explosive pop of someone who appeared without warning. It was something warmer and more profound, the sustained, building, genuinely loving response of an audience that had been worried about someone they care about and is now witnessing the physical confirmation that he is okay, that he is back, that whatever was done to him was not enough to keep him down permanently. The yep energy that defines Jey Uso's relationship with the WWE Universe, the specific, joyful, completely uncontainable communal expression that he and his audience have developed together across years of genuine connection, was present in that arena before he even appeared. The crowd generating it themselves, in anticipation, as a greeting, as a welcome back, as their way of telling Jey Uso, before he could tell them anything, that they missed him and they are glad he is here. When he walked through that curtain, when main event Jey Uso appeared on the stage for the first time since his hospitalization, the emotional release in that arena was extraordinary. The specific sound of thousands of people simultaneously feeling relief, joy, and the particular warmth of a communal relationship between performer and audience that has been tested by circumstances and survived them. He walked to the ring with the specific physical quality of someone who has healed but still carries the memory of what healing was necessary from. Not diminished. Jey Uso does not do diminished but present, aware. Moving through that arena with the complete consciousness of someone who understands, more than ever before, the significance of this specific environment, of these specific people, of this specific moment. He picked up the microphone. The arena went completely silent. and Jey Uso began to speak. Before Jey Uso spoke the name before the revelation that detonated Raw, he said other things. And those other things deserve their own dedicated attention because they provided the emotional and narrative context that made the eventual naming of the Mastermind land with its full devastating force. He spoke about the attack itself, not with the detached description of someone recounting events at safe emotional distance, but with the specific, direct, completely present quality of someone reliving something that marked them permanently. The details he shared, the specific aspects of what was done to him, what he remembered, what the experience of finding himself in a hospital bed after a calculated assault on his own body actually felt like, were delivered with the raw honesty that is Jey Uso's defining communication quality. The WWE Universe in that arena listened with the specific quality of complete, reverential attention. Not the loud, responsive engagement that usually characterizes their interaction with Jey, but the quiet, still presence of people who understand they are being trusted with something real and want to honor that trust with their full attention. He spoke about what the weeks of recovery gave him: the time, the clarity, the specific, unrushed opportunity to go back through everything, every conversation, every interaction, every moment that had seemed ordinary at the time, but that, reviewed with the knowledge of what followed, revealed its true significance. He described the process of piecing together the truth not as dramatic investigation but as the slow, painful, inevitable clarification that comes when you have nothing to do but think, and everything you need to think about is the worst thing that has happened to you. He spoke about the decision to speak publicly rather than privately, to stand in this arena rather than address the Mastermind in a protected backstage environment, and his explanation for that choice, the specific, completely Jey Uso reason for wanting the world to hear what he was about to say, was the final emotional preparation the audience needed before the revelation. He wanted everyone to know. Not just the Mastermind, not just the WWE roster and authority figures, everyone, because the truth he had uncovered was too significant, too important, too directly relevant to everything the WWE Universe had been investing in to be kept in the shadows. And then the name, Suplex Rumble Nation. This is the moment. This is what every week of mystery, every theory, every community debate, every piece of analysis this channel and this audience has produced was building toward. Jey Uso spoke